Good morning Pak Gumawang Jati. Terima kasih sudah berkenan.
Ya, selamat pagi. Morning Pak Nur.
Terima kasih Pak Gumawang.
Terdengar dengan baik saya ya? Atau
Alhamdulillah.
oke,
Ya.
terima kasih.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Greetings of peace to us all. It is a great honor to welcome everyone to today's webinar entitled Injecting Technology into the EFL Classroom. addressing challenges and obstacles, organized by English Language Study Program, Faculty of Education, Universitas Jember. We are privileged to have the distinguished speakers and esteemed guests joining us. Let us extend our warmest greetings to the Vice Dean 1 of the Faculty of Education, Universitas Jember, Bapak Dr. Andes Nuriman, PhD. The head and vice head of the department, Ibu Rusdianti and Bapak Anu Rafiq, Universitas Jember. The head of the English Language Study Program, Ibu Eka Wahyuningsih, and all our honored guests, colleagues, and participants from across the country. Thank you for being with us today. Let's begin this meaningful event with enthusiasm and respect for our profession and commitment to advancing education through technology. Before we proceed, please ensure your microphones are muted during the session. We hope you find today's session insightful and inspiring. Let's begin this meaningful event with enthusiasm. Hello? Okay. All right. I'm sorry. There was a bit of technical problem. Now we are going to begin our session. We will now sing the Indonesian national anthem, Indonesia Raya, and it is followed by Universitas Jember Hymn. Thank you very much. Okay, next. We are honored to have opening remarks from the Vice Dean 1 of the Faculty of Education, Universitas Jember. Bapak Dr. Andes Sudirman, PhD, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mbak Bilkis. Can you hear my
Welcome, sir.
voice?
Yes, I can hear you very clearly.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Salatu wassalamu ala asrofil anbiya'i wal mursalin. Wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'd. First of all, I would like to thanks to be Allah Subhanahu wa ta'ala who has bestowed blessing to all of us today. Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. And also I would like to first to greet the honorable, our specific speakers today, Dr. Gumawang Jati, MA from Indonesia Technology, Enhanced Language Learning Education. I think this is an umpteenth time to be here with us, Pak Gumawang. Thank you very much for joining us today as well. And Dr. Vinita Devi, MA from Indonesia Technology as well, from Enhanced Language Learning Education. And thank you for being here today. And of course, the Honorable Dr. David Imam Yarta, SPD, MPD. This is our beloved and talented speaker from our Faculty of Education, English Language Education Program. Thank you very much. And finally, for all distinguished guys and ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Vice Dean of Academic Affairs for Faculty of Education, University of Jember. I'm here to represent the Dean of the Faculty of Education who could not attend to this event this morning because there is another activity in the same time. First of all, I would like to thank to all of you being here today. I'm sure you have spent your specific and valuable time to be here in this event. On this auspicious occasion, I would like to extend especially for warm welcome to the expert speakers, especially, and all distinguished guys on the national webinar, program with specific topic on injecting technology into the EFL classroom, addressing challenge and obstacles. I know that classroom observation offer real-time evidence of how technology is used in practice, highlighting both its benefits and also obstacles. We will also, hopefully today, discuss about the role of technology in EFL learning and English language learning and education study program of University of Jember today. Based on some research results, the use of technology has been positively perceived by both students and lecturers who recognize the ability to make learning more accessible, interactive, and tailored to individual needs. The widespread use of tools such as language learning application, online resources, and multimedia presentation has contributed to more effective and enjoyable learning experience in the classroom. I hope also in this national webinar today, a lot of things can be discussed together with the expert speaker because this is our chance to discuss with the right speaker in this field. Because of this reason, by reading Bismillahirrahmanirrahim on behalf of the Faculty of Teaching and Education, I declare to open this event. Finally, enjoy the time Thank you very much for joining with us today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Pak Nuriman, for the insightful opening remarks. Okay, now everyone, to invoke blessings upon today's event, we will now proceed with the prayer. Everyone is welcome to have a moment of silence to pray. Pray begins. Thank you. Okay, now we have now reached the main segment of our event, the presentation session. Today we are privileged to hear from three distinguished speakers who will share their expertise on integrating technology into EFL classrooms. Each speaker's session will be moderated by different members of our team. The first one is going to be the presentation by Dr. Gumawang Jati and Dr. Vinita Dewi. Now, to begin, we will have Dr. Gumawang Jati and Dr. Vinita Dewi, our respected experts in technology-enhanced language learning, who will provide insights on TEL and how to overcome the challenges and obstacles and inject them in the classroom. Now, for this session, it will be moderated by Ibu Areta Puspa, SPD MPD. Now, I now invite Ibu Areta Puspa to introduce Pak Jati and Bu Vinita and lead the session of the discussion and the presentation. To Bu Areta, the floor is yours. Halo Bu Areta.
Thank you, Bu Vikis. Do you hear my
Not yet. I cannot hear your voice. Perhaps you have to unmute yourself first.
Bu Bilkis?
Yes, okay, it's
It's
clear.
clear.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Okay. All right. Thank you, Bu Bilkis. Hello, Pak Gumawang Jati and Bu Vinita. We meet again.
Yeah.
Nice to
Hi.
see you
Morning,
again. How are
morning.
you, Ibu Pak Gumawang and Bu Vinita?
I'm great.
Thank you.
Yes.
How are you, Mbak Reta? I think you are muted, Mbak Reta.
Okay. Is it clear?
Masih mute.
Is it good?
Good.
Okay. All right. Sorry. All right. So for this morning, these sessions, I will lead for this Pak Mawang and Bu Vinita. So before both insightful speakers, I would like to read the curriculum vitae of Bapak Gumawang Jati. So he is senior English lecturer and teachers training from Institute Technology Bandung, and yeah. Check. Okay. He got S1 degree from IKIP Sanata Dharma, and he earned her master degree from University of Warwick, England, and he earned his doctorate degree from Universitas Pendidikan in Indonesia, Bandung. Okay. He also have the project from British Council since 2020. Okay. And he got foundations from Adaro in 2028 until 2029, from CMOLEC 2021. Okay. He also have a lot of workshop and seminar as the speakers, such as in UNISCA entitled Preparing Lecture for Blended Learning. Okay, it is the curriculum vitae of Bapak Gumawang Jati, and I also read from curriculum vitae from Ibu Dr. Vinita Dewi. Ibu Dr. Vinita Dewi is an English lecturer at Universitas Pendidikan Indonesia, and Ibu Vinita got the Bachelor Art from Pajajaran University and her master degree from the University of Queensland. she got the doctor from Universitas Pendidikan Indonesia. For her core competencies are EFL teaching and training, technology enhanced language learning, and etc. Ibu Finita also got the grants from British Council until 2024, yeah, since 21. Okay. And Ibu Finta also have a lot of publications. One of the current publications is entitled Navigating the Metaverse, Exploring its Pedagogical Affordance in Language Learning. Okay, if I read all of those curriculum vitae, it might be have more than 10 years maybe. Okay. So, Pak Gumawang and Bu Vita, you are going to have 2 hours for both of you, including Q&A. And Bapak Ibu, if you have questions, you can drop your question on the chat box. Okay. Pak Gumawang, Pak Jati, Bu Fin, the time is yours.
Okay.
Check.
Thank you, Mbak Rita,
Yes.
for moderating us. Yeah. This presentation will start with the old man first, and then the younger will come later. I think that's better. Put it that way. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much, Pak Nur and Mbak Bilkis, Bu Eka, and Mas David, Mas Rizky. It's always I feel like at home when I'm in Jember with the gang. Yeah. Okay, to start with, I will share my screen. Yeah. At the meantime, if you have any questions or anything that you want to say, please drop the line in the chat box. So, sorry. Yeah, this is the title from the committee. We're going to talk about injecting technology in the classroom, addressing challenges of obstacles. The challenges and the obstacles we're going to talk through later on. I'm not going to mention a specific obstacles and challenges, but more like we should feel it a little bit, and then if you have a reaction on that, you can write it in the chat box, and then we can discuss it later. Yeah. So injected AI and technology in language. Here, I'm going to talk more on lesson planning, how to create quiz, and how to create feedback. So it's not AI in the classroom, but it's more on the preparation. Yeah. But before that, I would like to address on the what is AI, so that you are not, or we are not confused with that. Yeah. It's a machine. It's not that smart, and they're capable of performing tasks, just performing tasks. So if you think like AI can replace teacher, no, they will help you doing some tasks in your preparation, in the teaching inside the classroom, or in correcting the students' work, and so on and so on, but not replacing the teacher. Yeah. So they perform tasks that require human intelligence. Okay. Just performing tasks. Now, AI also focus on creating new content. So if we talk about generative AI, for example, like ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, and others, they always create new content. So if you're looking for information, do not go to generative AI. Okay. If you need new ideas that will trigger you to do something, then probably you will talk, or you will go to ChatGPT or Gemini or Perplexity or other generative AI. If you got confused, okay, I'm going to teach this, but then I don't have enough ideas, then I want to know what's the AI can do, then you go to generative AI, then the generative AI will help you with the lesson plan. Okay, so that's we have to keep that in mind. Jangan sampai salah nanti kalau apa-apa seolah-olah terus pergi ke AI beres urusannya. Bukan gitu ya. For example, if you want to translate, then you ask AI. Yes, AI can translate, but probably the result is not that good. Gitu ya. Now, another one is AI always generate new content. The new content generated by AI, it's similar to things that we generate like human, because that's an artificial intelligence that always create new content. It's original, but belongs to AI. The pattern, it's not the same with the pattern of human. Ya, jadi nanti bisa dilihat that they always generate new content. Okay. Now, to understand AI, I would like to raise some issues with myths and realities of generative AI. So, AI replace human teachers? No, they will assist the teachers, but not replace them. They can generate content, they provide insight probably, but AI cannot think. Only human can think. So if we are talking about critical thinking, creativity, understanding context, and things like that, human, it's much better. Okay. So we have to work with AI. AI will assist us, but they have a lot of limitations if we are talking about education. Yeah. Now, always accurate and reliable. No, they are not accurate, not always accurate. Sometimes, and most of the time, it's going to be misleading. Okay. So think about that. They generate new content, but the content probably is not accurate. The content that they generated is not always reliable. Think about that. Yeah. So because they based on or rely on the data for ChatGPT, for example, the data is taken from North America, and they were trained there. And then your research or your study or what you want to know is something in Asia, happen in Asia. So probably it's going to be biased, going to be a lot of errors. So we have to be careful and always check that manually to ensure the accuracy and reliability. Understand and interpret context? No, they don't understand context. That's the weakest AI has, is context. The context of Indonesia, the context of your context, and the context of human. Yeah, they don't understand that. So we have to check, we have to provide context, we have to interpret the context, we have to look at what the AI produces on that. Okay. They understand language like human. No. Even ChatGPT, they don't understand what they produce. Jadi jangan dipikir ChatGPT-nya tahu yang dia tulis. Enggak. You instructed with prompt, they produce something, then the something that they produce is ChatGPT don't understand that. They don't understand human language. Okay. They can produce human-like text, human-like songs, human-like things, but they don't understand what they produce. So keep that in mind. Yeah, they lack of true comprehension. They rely on statistic and correlation and the data and the pattern and so on, because there's just smart machine. Yeah, put that in mind. Especially for students, if you do something with the AI, what they produce, you have to look at that carefully, very carefully on that. This is from Finita. Probably, Fin, are you going to explain this or should I? This is yours. Yeah, maybe it's better if you.
Hello, Pak. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Should I explain this? All right.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Pak. So this is the prompting that I usually use when I communicate with AI, especially ChatGPT. I use roles, context, task, and source. So we need to give. Pak Jati mentioned that ChatGPT doesn't know our context. We need to fit them with context so that they can adjust the answer based on our context. So, for example, if you are a teacher and you want to, if you are a student, a learner, an English language learner, and then you want uh, to get help from AI, then this can be your prompts. Like for example, the roles is you are giving the roles to ChatGPT. The roles is a high school English teacher, and then the context is I'm teaching narrative text, and my students level of English is about C2. So you are going to teach narrative text to your students, and you need the text generated by AI. So you can say, write me a narrative text about Indonesian traditional food. The text should be around 500 words. In this context, you don't need source because you want AI to create the text for you. Maybe Pajati can try to demonstrate this, or because you are showing the screen. You are still muted, Pak.
Okay. Let me try to do a little bit demo about that. Yeah. Thank you, Vin. Let me go to ChatGPT or Gemini. Okay. So I'm going to talk to Gemini. I'm an English teacher, and I'm going to teach a narrative text, and I need the help. Okay. So I have to say that I am an English teacher teaching high school, for example, in Indonesia. Okay, that's then I'm going to put that in context. My students' level of English, for example, level is C1, for example. I am going to teach narrative text about, for example, food. Then I give them the task. Please write me 500 word text. Okay. Then I have to click submit. Let's see. So I'm not using a ChatGPT, but the same prompt can be used for ChatGPT, or you can use it in Gemini, or you can use in other generative. Yeah. Okay. I was muted. Sorry. Now, in Gemini, then I have this text, the day of savor, a taste of tradition. Okay, I got this text, and probably this is too difficult. In Gemini, you have three drafts. So here, show draft. If I click this, then I get, this is draft 1. I got draft 2, culinary adventure in Bali, for example. Then this is the second draft. I can get draft 3. Okay, culinary adventure in Bali. Okay, say I want this to be used, but I can ask like, can you make it shorter? Then starting from here, they know the context, they can make the text starting, and then you can instruct the ChatGPT. This is a very short, too short probably. You can ask ChatGPT to do other things, like write me 10 multiple, okay, not 10, make it 5. 5 multiple choice questions. Okay, now you have to remember that this Gemini, they don't understand context. They don't understand the language that they produce. So you have to look at it carefully as a teacher before you modify this, before you give this to your students. My advice, never ever use the product from the AI to be used right away inside your classroom or right away for your work. You have to look at it, you have to think about it, and you have to put that in context. Konteksnya bener nggak ya? Ada bias nggak ya? Is this really what I want? And things like that. Yeah. So you use the generative AI to communicate all of the time and think about the bias, think about the context. And all of the time when you're using this for a lot of purposes. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Let's move on a little bit. If you have any question, drop the questions or comment in the chat box. Any specific regulation to write a prompt in Gemini? No, there is no specific regulation. That's the same with ChatGPT, but ChatGPT only give one option of the answer, and Gemini give 3 draft. Does this AI could detect bahasa Indonesia? Yes. Gemini that's working with Google, so they will speak more than 70 languages, I suppose. Yeah. I've tried it with Bahasa Indonesia and it works okay. Thank you, Pak. Is it possible to use AI to give feedback to students? Yes, I'm going to give you that after the break. Setelah pesan-pesan berikut, gitu ya. Sebentar, sabar untuk Pak Fendi. Ya. Okay, let's move on a little bit. Now I want to know AI that you use. What AI that you use? I'm going to share this link in the chat box. Then let me give you this link before we move on. I put it in the chat. Okay, so just click that and fill in my Padlet AI you are familiar with. Mention as many as possible that AI that you know for learning, for studying, for teaching, for playing games, and so on. Give you a few minutes. Thank you. ChatGPT can craft. Thank you. Quillboard, DeepL, AE. ChatGPT Jenny, that's interesting. Gemini, Quillboard, Cancraft, DeepL. Okay. Claude AI. Perplexity, Canva. Yeah. Then you have to use the RCT, Elsa, in using the generative AI. Yeah, Gamma. Okay. Leonardo. Well, for chat AI, that's interesting. So AI is around us, and we use them a lot. Some use the AI a lot. Some use it when it's necessary. Some a little bit scared of AI, but yeah, that's okay. Okay, good. Thank you very much for the AI. Flexbox, Perplexity, Gemini. Okay. Okay. Poem generator. That's interesting. Very good. Thank you. Thank you for the list of AI. You can continue adding some more later on. Now let's move on. Now answer this in the chat box, not in the Padlet. Yeah. Are you familiar with teachers or teacher-matic? Yes or no? No. Yeah. When I look through it, the Padlet, there is no one mentioned about teacher's-matic. Yeah. Good. No, not yet. Not really, but you heard about it. Pak Sukocho, thank you. Pak Hendrik, not yet. Yes. First time I heard. Okay. Okay. No, never heard. Okay. Okay, banyak yang belum ya. So I'm going to introduce you teachers matic. There are a lot of AI that will help teacher writing the lesson plan, writing the quiz, and so on and so on. But again, you have to remember that this is produced by a machine, produced by an AI, that we have to look at that carefully and critically before we use that inside the classroom. Yeah. Now, there is also questions in the next 50 or 100 years, will AI take over human role or human teacher? I don't think so. Because this is a machine. When we talk about language, then it's all about thinking. AI cannot think. Yeah. They can be programmed, but they cannot think. They cannot take initiative. The initiative is always coming from human. They don't have sense. Yeah. So when it's come to context, when it's come to emotion, when it's come to content, when it's come to thinking, the AI cannot think. Jadi mesin itu tidak bisa bernalar. Ya. So when we teach language, we're not just teaching the language, but we teach how we think and how we should produce the products of our thought in language gitu. Jadi kayaknya nggak akan mungkin untuk digantikan 100%, even though that's 50 to 100 years later. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Let's talk about teacher-matic. Teacher-matic is designed to streamline tasks, so to reduce the workload, gitu ya. The keyword is to reduce the workload. Bukan kalau pakai Teachersmatic terus muridnya pintar semua, enggak ada hubungannya, ya. It's just to reduce the workload. The features, they can create lesson plan, they can create quiz, they can create worksheet, they can create rubric. There are a lot of other similar apps or similar AI that's work on lesson plan, quiz, worksheet, and so on. But again, that's to reduce the workload of the teacher. Yeah. The benefit, time efficiency. So you're going to have later on lesson plan produced by AI, quizzes, and rubric, and so on, to reduce the preparation time so that you can, or the teacher will, or can have more time to think about how to make the students engage in our activity, and so on and so on. Yeah. Teachersmatic can generate also materials. Yeah. If you give the prompt like with a specific student's need, then they might be able to generate the materials. Then you have to adjust the material produced by the AI. The quiz, the discussion, the prompt, and so on can be engaging. Yeah. So think about that, because then you got something produced by AI. You have to think about it. Then you have more time to think about how to engage the student, how to make active learning, and so on. Okay, so I'm going to show and tell very quickly. Then later on you can practice it on your own, but probably I'll give you some time later, if we got the time at the end, to look at the Teachersmatic. Yeah, so I click Teachersmatic, and let's this is the yeah. Can you see my screen? Can you respond in the chat box, yes or no, please? Bisa dilihatkah?
Yes, Pak.
Yes. Okay, good. Now, this is Teachersmatic. I already am logged in here. Then there are many. We have click. If you click all generator in this side, then you have so many things. Not all of them are good. You need time to explore that, and I'm going to show you some, but not all of them. Yeah. Now, if you pay attention to this, what's the difference between Teachersmatic and ChatGPT and Gemini, for example? Gemini also able to generate a text, able to generate quiz, able to generate lesson plan, and so on and so on. This one is more specific. Jadi kalau ChatGPT, Gemini diibaratkan dokter umum lah kira-kira gitu ya. This one is more special, certain things. They can perform certain tasks, but not everything. Kalau Gemini, it's almost everything. They can write songs, they can write a poem, they can write novel, they can write a lesson plan, and so on and so on. This one is very limited, specially designed for teachers. Yeah. Okay. Now, if we have top generator here, we have new generator here, we have primary, secondary, vocational, higher education, you have planning, and so on. So later, explore the site, and here is the area to work. Yang sering ditanyakan, price. Gitu kan, gratisan enggak, Pak? Gitu kan. This is the freemium. Yeah, pricing plan. Yeah, they are free. Free is limited to 5 generations per day. So in a day, you can create 5 lesson plan, or you can create like 1 lesson plan, 1 quiz, and 1 rubric. So you got 3, you still have 2 left in a day. Pretty generous, yeah. And also there are some limitation of the access, of course. So standard is 99. Then this is for the best value. Okay. Now, my advice: use the free version. If you like it and you're rich, you can go for pro on that. Yeah. Now let's see the slide. Yeah. Systematic exploration. I will try a YouTube content generator. Usually when we teach, then using video, for example, you need a lot of time to think and to watch, to listen about the video itself. That you create the multiple choice questions. You will take a long time. This one will help you to make it quicker. So I go to here, then click home first. Oh, sorry, I have to log in. Okay. Patient with me because of the internet connection. Yeah, I click the generators. Then I'm going to create exercise, multiple choice questions based on a video. Then I go to YouTube-based content generator. I just click use. Okay. And then I have to paste the URL here. For example, I click this one. This is from TED.com, but that's a video. The output here, and then I said, even you can create a lesson plan based on the video. You can create 30 minutes lesson plan, 60-minute lesson plan, summary of the video. You can create a worksheet based on the video. But today, this time I'm going to have a quiz, for example. Let's see. Then target listener, undergraduate, for example. Then I click generate. So I have a video. I want a multiple choice questions, and then this is here. Yeah. Quiz. How I heard. What is the name of the speaker? In which country did the speaker grow up? What was the speaker intention? Okay. Then I can save the result. I can submit. I can export in PDF, or I can export in Word so that I can modify that. Yeah, that's the example of video. Now, I can also click regenerate on that. So again, you have a video, just put the URL there and say how many questions of quiz you want to create. But again, you have to modify it. The purpose is to make the workload not too burden for the teachers. Okay. Now, let's have a look at the chat. Is it free? Yes. Are there any answer key? Yes, there is an answer key for that. Okay. Now, that's questions. So you can have YouTube, content generator, TED, whatever. Then using systematic exploration, then you can create multiple choice question. you can also create a project. Yeah, so I'm going to show you how to create a project. If you can to create a project, you go to generator here and look for project. Case study, path, worksheet, debate, okay, lesson plan, primary activities. So there are many, but I'm looking for a project. Just 1 second. Glossary expert topic, analogy maker.
I think the
Nah,
project is
yang di highlight gelap begini, that's paid. So you have to subscribe. Yes, Vin, are you going to say something?
no, but you missed the project. You can scroll up and you
Drop
will
up.
find.
Okay, I think so. Primary project.
There's another one. I
Another
think.
one at the top.
There, above debate. There, project ideas next to
Yeah,
work.
project ideas. Thank you, Vin. Mata Pak Tua. Yeah, so click use. Then the topic is renewable energy. Then you can upload a file if you want to, but I kept the title. But then I have the YouTube link here. I don't have the I don't have to upload any file. If I click this, the number of ideas I want only 3, for example. Then complexity medium. Then I can click generate. Then they will oh, you have reached your generation limit for today. Please consider upgrading. Okay, I cannot show you the result, but this is they can generate a project that you should give to your students and so on. I'm reaching the limit of using this. Okay, probably if I log out and then I check in again with my other account, probably will give me another chance. Just bear with me for a second. Okay, my account log out. Sorry. But anyway, you got the ideas on that, ya. Now that's project yang kadang-kadang kalau kita buat project tuh mikirnya panjang dan segala macam, so that you got like 3 or you can require 5 ideas for a project. Yeah. Let me see if I can go to teachers matic again to make it to give you clearer idea on that. Let me log in with my other Gmail. Oh, this machine is smart. I cannot. Okay, forget it. Yeah, so you can create project, and also you can create a debate. If you look at the menu, then you use the same video for debate. Now, the source is not only video. You can have text, you can have voice as well. You can have a website as the source of to trigger or to prompt this AI. Yeah. So if you go to debate here, then they will create a debate and also the worksheet for you here. Sorry, I cannot do the demo because the limitation of my account. Then try to create teachers matic. Here I give you the link for that. so that you can log in or you can create an account and you can do the exploration later on your own. Let me put that in a chat box. If you have any questions, you can put it in chat box. Any comment whatsoever, yeah? Okay, that's in the chat box. Create an account and exploration. Please, can you create an account? Or maybe I give it to Finn. Then we can do exploration later at the end of our presentation. Yeah. So that's Teachers Matic. There are other AI that's similar to this, like Breeze, like David. They are very similar, working almost the same with the same template of educators. But again, you have to look at the result, think about it, and think of the context and think of the bias. Yeah. Thank you very much. I offer that to Finn. Finn?
Okay, Pak. Thank you very much. I'm going to share my own screen.
Okay.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Hope you have a good time with Pajati exploring teacher mathematics, and also we discussed the myth and the fact about uh, artificial intelligence. And my part here is going to look at AI from different perspective. If Pajati involve you in exploring some AI to help teachers in preparing their lesson or creating exercises, reading text, what else ya Pajati? You also demonstrate how to create lesson ideas, project ideas, and so on and so forth. My lens will invite you to look at AI as your learning partners. Maybe not specifically in learning English, but in exploring some topic related to your interest, maybe your research interest, or you have an assignment on writing an essay, things like that. We are going to explore it. But before we begin, to start with, I'm going to ask you your relationship with AI so far. You can open your camera or sorry, you can open your camera, or you can also give your symbols in chat. If you really love AI, then you can give me your symbols, deeply in love with AI. But if you are in a love-hate relationship, you can give me your gesture, a love-hate relationship. But if you hate, you totally hate AI, you can give a not for me gesture or symbol. Let me check the camera first. Anyone giving me? Oh, there are so many love over there. Okay, show me your gesture. What about the others? Wait. I think I'm going to stop my screen and then see. Wait, I lost how to stop the screen. It's been a long time I haven't used. Okay, that's okay. Forget it. I will just keep it here. And I will see your camera now. Okay, show me. All right. Anyone in a love-hate relationship? Pak Jati, how about you? Are you deeply in love, or you are in a love-hate relationship with AI? In a love-hate relationship. Anyone think that AI is not for you?
No, of course.
Of course not. So you love AI very much. All right. Yeah. For me, I'm in a love-hate relationship. Why? Because just like what happened to Pajati before, we are in love with AI, but then we are limited by the premium version. So suddenly I become in a love-hate relationship. Lagi sayang-sayangnya tapi nggak boleh nyoba gitu ya. So maybe you have the same experience. You love AI very much, but you got limited with all the premium version. All right, then. Thank you for your gesture. I know that you love AI very much. I believe so. So Pak Jati have mentioned some AI before. Now I show you some. I also see that you've been writing in Pak Jati's Padat about AI that you know. Now what I want to do, let me check if um do you think you can draw on the screen? Can you annotate on the screen? If you know the AI, then you can just circle the AI. Let's try. Do you have the power to annotate the screen or not? Apakah diperbolehkan sama host atau tidak? Saya ngecek dulu ya. If not, then you can just write on the chat. Or is it only for the host? Let's try. If you know the AI, you circle. Ayo coret-coret layar saya. I want to know. Not too big, please. One circle at a time. One circle at a time. Jangan semuanya dicoret-coret. Mana yang paling tidak populer ya? Wow, okay. Okay, if we can see here, the most popular AI among you are ChatGPT and Gemini, and also Grammarly. Ya, ini ada yang ngasih love di AI-nya. Only one no research rabbit. Yang ini ada yang tahu? Ada ini yang dua siapa? Atau cuma tanda tanya nih? If you know this, you can write it on the chat. If you know this, you can write it on the chat. Ini kayaknya tadi ada yang nyebut nih. Ini biasanya yang pernah ikut webinarnya Pak Jati akan tahu yang ini, Research Rabbit. Copilot lumayan banyak yang tahu, tapi tidak sepopuler yang lain. Perplexity juga. Jenny AI mungkin tidak banyak yang tahu karena karena berbayar ya. Killbot lumayan banyak yang tahu juga. It's interesting that not too many people write this. Berarti pada pakai AI-nya dengan cara yang benar. What's that rabbit? That's research rabbit. POE AI yang mana itu? Perplexity. I know some but not all. Chat PDF, Cloud, and so on. Thank you. Yang atas juga nggak banyak yang tahu ya. So I'm happy that some of the tools that I'm going to introduce to you today is not really popular among you. So let's stop the game. And I'm going to stop sharing first to clean my screen. And let's go back. Okay, now my screen is clean. All right. So what we are going to talk about is how you use those. Okay, how you usually use those AI. Now I'm going to invite you to play truth or dare. Mau jujur atau tidak nih kalau pakai AI. Let me invite you to join this WooClap. Saya buka dulu ya WooClap-nya. This you can scan using your phone or you can just go to this link. I will copy this link in the chat box. And then I'm going to run this WooClap. Ada 2 pertanyaan saja. Nanti kita akan diskusi. We're going to discuss based on these questions. The first question is, are you going to be honest when you are using AI? Nggak keluar blue link-nya ya. Kita coba sekali lagi. There you go. Nah, sekarang link-nya bisa diklik. Kita lihat ya. When you use AI, are you going to be open about it? Mau jujur? Ini mumpung nggak ada namanya ya, jadi bebas. Are you going to use it secretly? You won't tell anyone that you are using AI? Or if you haven't used any AI, will you be open about it or will you just keep it private? Let's see, 87% mention that you will be open about it. Ini masih fluctuating. Yeah, 17 of you mentioned you will be open. 2 of you mentioned that you will be using it secretly. 2 mentioned that you haven't used it, but you will be open. This sounds like a good attitude toward the use of AI. Banyak yang khawatir tentang penggunaan AI, tapi kalau kita berani, we are ready to be transparent about the use of AI, nothing to worry about that. Tapi kalau banyak yang jawab di nomor 2, teachers, lecturers, we need to be worried about how students use the AI. Oke, masih ada, saya kasih waktu 1 menit lagi ya, while waiting for you to check the answer. So far so good. Many of you mentioned that you will be open about it. Atau yang secret nggak mau bilang di sini ya. Okay, I will change this. I want to know what aspect of your learning do you think AI can help you the most? Kalau mau lagi belajar sesuatu, what aspect of your learning do you think that you can be helped by AI? Brainstorming, thank you. Preparing a lesson, create some outline, great. Looking for ideas and references, great. Evaluating product, good. Synthesizing, yes. Learning about data collection and data analysis, yes. Looking for ideas and references, great. No wonder you mentioned that you are willing to be open in using AI because you know how to use it very well. Great job. Translating, jotting down ideas, okay. When my when my brain stopped working, really like it. Yes, exactly. Ideas. The way they explain something, great. Fast access to find resources. Be careful with that. Fast access to find resources. AI is not for getting resources, but yes, for brainstorming. But for resources, you still need to cross-check to the source or the original source. Don't rely on information you get from AI. Defining the term I'm not familiar with. Okay, but again, you still need to recheck. Yeah, AI can give the foundation, the very first explanation, but you still to cross check. Save my time and make my more efficient for my daily. Yes, understand the concept and at the end evaluate my final looking for ideas. Okay. All right. Oh, it's easier to see like this. Okay, thank you very much. This is amazing way of using AI. This is really blowing up my mind because you have been using AI in a very different way, and then I think not too many of you use AI to generate text, which is great. Okay, let's continue, and you can keep filling out this form if you want to, but I'm going to continue. I'm really interested too. One of you mentioning that AI can be used when you have your brain stop working. Sorry, my brain is stop working at the moment. when your brain is stop working and you can get the help from AI. So let's look at the writing process now and then. I'm going to focus on how AI can help us in writing, whether it is a research or an essay, an assignment, things like that. In the past, before AI exists, in the conventional method, we need to do an outlining by ourselves. We do drafting, editing, and finalizing our text. In the process of writing, we might involve our peers or our teachers to give us feedback, right? And some common challenges when we write in the past is that we have a writer's block. The brain stopped working. We don't know how to generate ideas, how to start our piece of writing, how to organize our ideas, not to mention, we also have some grammatical errors. And all of this should be done by us. That's why the process of writing become longer, even longer when we don't have any ideas. We have to read a lot of articles, journals manually without the help of AI. But now, with the existence of AI, uh, we have our co-writers available 24/7. Anytime we have a writer's block, then we can ask AI. Remember, we start from our ideas, not from AI ideas. So AI can help us in brainstorming, outlining, and editing. But some common challenges is that we tend to focus on speed over details. One of you mentioned that, oh yeah, AI can help me work faster. And then we focus on the speed itself rather than details because AI help us in generating text within seconds. It can write paragraph by paragraph. Then we think that, oh, this is good enough. And we just submit it or we just uh, give it to the teacher. Therefore, because we focus on speed over details, then it reduces the ownership of us as the author. We forgot that we put our name there and the ideas is comes from AI. Most of the ideas come from AI. Therefore, it diminishes our critical thinking. So be careful with the pitfalls of AI. AI is not that smart, just what Pajati mentioned. It's just predicting word after word after word after word. They cannot actually know the context, think about what you want, predict how you feel about something. So be careful with it. If you look at these two different users, one of the users looks so confused and frustrated, and the other one looks so happy with lots of ideas. This shows different types of AI users. This person, he got an assignment, should be submitted in 2 hours. He has no idea at all about what to submit. So he talks to ChatGPT, asked ChatGPT to write the assignment, and boom, submit it to the lecturer or the teacher. Look at that. He looks dumb and confused. But then look at this person. He's got a lot of ideas and then he's talking to ChatGPT, getting feedback. Ask ChatGPT to give outline and then write something about it and then ask the feedback again. So he can keep the ideas coming from the human and then ask ChatGPT or any generative AI to help him in refining his ideas. So that's two different kinds of user of AI. The first one is the passive users with limited human ideas. Usually those who have limited ideas will ask AI to generate content. And then with that limited ideas, this person will give limited original input. If you remember the RCTS, maybe the person will not use any formula like that to ask ChatGPT or any AI, generative AI to create content. It's just write me an essay about climate change. That's it, without any putting any ideas. That's why there will be a minimum of ownership from the result. This person tend to use this kind of AI. ChatGPT, okay, ChatGPT can be used in two modes, but here maybe only with limited prompt. And the person usually use Skillbot a lot. Why? Because Skillbot can rephrase sentences, get from AI to get away from any AI detector. Jadi kalau yang senangnya pakai killbot itu biasanya bahaya. He likes to copy paste something and rephrase it. That's not an effective way of using AI. Another AI that these kind of people like to use is zero GPT or humanized AI or any AI claim to make AI generated text looks like human. So instead of thinking about the content, this kind of person will busy thinking about getting away from being detected of using AI. Similar to this, there is also a Gen AI. In the past, we have essay bot, a kind of AI which can help us to generate paragraph by paragraph and paragraph, saying that it will create a kind of cohesive and coherent piece of writing. So be careful with this. It doesn't mean that you cannot use it, but please limit the use of such tools like paraphraser or humanizing tools, things like that. Another types of AI, the type of users is active collaborators. These are the people who use AI driven by human. Usually it is used to refine ideas. For example, I have an ideas about teaching something or writing about how we use AI in writing, things like that. And then I ask AI to refine or give feedback on my ideas. In this way, we can maintain the control of the ownership of the text and also enhance the quality. Those who are in this group of users usually use ChatGPT in different way, and then they also use these some of these tools. This is OpenRead and this is heuristic. These are the tools that I'm going to introduce to you. So let's move on. I'm going to invite you to learn from these 5 graders who use AI in, I think, in a very proper way. Let me share the sound first, and let's watch this very short video.
I think maybe one subject that could be a little bit better is probably writing with AI.
But are you practicing writing yourself, or are you
Yes.
using AI to write?
I do both, but I also write just regular handwriting.
So how long was the story that you wrote?
500 to 700 words long.
And who grades that story?
ChatGPT would grade it.
Okay, and so tell me about that process.
So our guide would prompt the ChatGPT to grade us,
Uh-huh.
and then it would give you feedback on how you can improve it.
What score did you get?
A 7.
What was the feedback?
It was maybe make it a little more detailed.
Was that good advice that it was
Yeah.
giving you? Okay, so then what'd you do?
So then I went back, and then I got an 8, and then I got a little bit more feedback, and then I went back and I finally got a 9.
That's awesome. And did you think your story was really great by the time it was finished?
Yes.
You feel like the AI apps do a better job of actually explaining material to you?
Yes.
Do you feel like it works well in all of the subjects?
Yeah, that's an example of a smart way of using AI. Some people will just ask AI to generate the text, but this 5 grader wrote his own text and give it to AI. AI give feedback, not refining, but just give feedback, and then he rewrote the text based on the feedback and doing it iteratively. So actually, there are some research related to that human AI collaboration pattern, and one of them done by Nguyen et al. Mentioned that students who engage in an iterative and interactive collaboration with AI achieve better results than those who use AI passively or for supplementary information only. So iterative and then collaboration with AI can improve the result of our writing. And what kind of collaboration it is? It is mentioned that actively prompting AI for feedback, suggestions, and revision can help us in improving, can help learners in improving their writing, piece of writing. So it's proven, and then you may try to talk and collaborate with AI in giving feedback. Don't ask AI to refine, to write it for you, but just give feedback for you. In this way, it will be easier for you if you want to submit to journals, or if your teachers and lecturers have an AI detector, you will be safe from that. Okay, let's move on. So what kind of things that we can do with AI? Many of you mentioned about brainstorming and idea generation. I really like it. And we can also ask AI to make an outline topic exploration, even we can brainstorm some counter arguments. If we use ChatGPT or Gemini or Copilot, we tend to take the text generated by AI and just copy paste it into our article. So now I'm going to introduce you to one tools. The name is Heuristic CA. It helps us in doing the mind mapping process. And then it helps us in visualizing the knowledge that we are going to use in our essay. Or if you are not planning to write anything, this will help you to understand certain concept. Let's just try it out. This is heuristic.ca. Which one is it? This one. If you sign up, then you will be here in this space as usual. You will be in a love-hate relationship because one at a time you will bump into some pro version. But I'm going to show you the free version of this. If we click new, then we can have the middle. What do we want to put in the middle of the mind map? So what topic or link would you like to explore? For example, I'm interested in doing research in ChatGPT, the use of generative AI and writing, for example. Let's just write in writing. And so this is the topic of our mind map. And then we have so many options here. Let's start with what? Okay. And we are going to get information about generative AI in writing. Let's start. Let's click what? And then Gen AI will help us giving the basic understanding. Remember, basic understanding, but you don't refer to this. This is not a reference for you. This is for your knowledge, for your understanding. Gen AI and writing refer to the use of AI technologies to create text-based content, blah, blah, blah. You can read this and it will help you understand the concept of Gen AI in writing. Okay? So again, don't use it and copy paste in your essay. And let's try another features. Usually it works. This is too long. I want to get some keywords of what is Gen AI in writing. So I will click extra. Let's see if it works. If we extract it, then we will find some keywords. Okay, Gen AI, and then text-based, and then human authorship, and machine learning, for example. So if you are writing a literature review, then you will be able to get some item keywords that you need to explore in your literature review. Now what we get is how many terms? We have 4 terms here. And if you want to explore more about human authorship, so let me review again. First, we are in Gen AI, and then we get what, and now we are in a sub node here in human authorship. I will click this. You want to know what it is again? We can go back and click what again. Okay, so now you have an explanation. Again, you can extract it. Let me go back to this. In generative AI, I want to know who are the person who is involved, the proficient person. Siapa sih selebritinya di generative AI and writing? So I can click who, and you will be prompted with this. Who is the person entity, founded or invented? The key figure, I will choose key figures, okay? Or the proponent, yes, key figures. Let's see who are the key figures. And you can check. Some people are mentioned here. Don't trust it. You can copy it and search it in Google Scholar. Is it true that Jan Lechun is the pioneer, or Fei Fei Li is the one who worked in computer vision and AI ethic, and so on and so forth? So this is for your first basic information. And after that, you still need to cross-check, find it in Google Scholars. Are they really exist? What kind of writing that they have? What kind of journal that they have? And you can enrich your knowledge. Another thing that I want to show is something, this one, pros and cons. Let's look at the pros about AI. So what kind of statement that people think about, that people agree about AI. And then we can also have the cons about generative AI. So now we have a nice kind of complete mind map about AI. We have what it is, we have the key figures, we have the pros, we have the cons, and we also have some sub ideas about AI. We can talk about generative AI, text-based content, human authorship, machine learning, and we can do the same thing. And there are some other features that you still can explore later on. So this is heuristic CA. Instead of giving you one block of explanation, just like what you get maybe when you access ChatGPT, Gemini, or Copilot, then you can have it in a visualized version like this. I love it because I'm a visual learner, so it's easy for me to generalize to generate ideas, to organize ideas, and help me in structuring my writing process. I will stop from here first, and I'm going to check the chat. So AI actually not writing step, just brainstorming and revising. Well, actually AI can do everything, Pak Surya, but how we use it, we can limit ourselves or organize the way we use it. AI can do anything. So if we write a text, we use AI to humanize our writing, it will be detected by AI detector. Exactly. If you use Killbot can have 4 different categories. Text generated by AI, text generated by AI and revised by AI, text generated by human and revised by AI, and then text generated by human. So even if you try to get away from text detector, AI can catch it. Jadi jangan kayak ini ya, main hide and seek gitu. You run away from AI, there is always another way of catching you. Okay, let's move on. Ibu Melati asking about how can AI help reading comprehension in L2 text. Hopefully this can help you. The next tools that I'm sharing. First, we were talking about heuristic CA to visualize learning. But actually, if you ask about how can we help learners to read text, this can also be used for learning to read, right? If you give a topic and then let's look at what, and then you discuss what with the students, you discuss the pros and the cons. There is a reading process here, and you can simplify the reading text by extracting some keywords, asking the students to check the keywords and so on. So it depends on how you use it. It's not only for academic writing, but you can also help learners to read text by doing this. It can be a collaborative reading whatsoever, and I think it's gonna be helpful. The next AI is explain paper. This might be more relevant to your question, Ibu. Let's look at explain paper. Let's go to explain paper. What is explain paper? It's an AI that can explain paper. What an explanation. I'm going to show you how this explain paper can help us understand a text in a better way. I have prepared, let me check my folder. Here it is. I have prepared some articles here. I have this article about human AI collaboration, and we are going to begin reading. Let's wait for a while it is uploaded. Okay. Now let's see. AI will help us explaining this paper. For example, this paragraph. After you read this paragraph and you think that, oh, I don't really understand what the author meant in this introduction, I'm just going to highlight this and explain paper will help us in re-explaining the paragraph. Do you want to be re-explained as if you are an undergraduate student? Or you can lower down the level of difficulties to high schoolers or middle schooler or even 5-year-old student. So let's see what AI will do with this introduction if you are a 5-year-old student. Let's ask AI to explain. So now AI try to turn this complicated text into a very simple, a more simple text. Like technology is changing now. We learn and write in school. There are new tools like computer and spatial writing program and so on and so forth. They use simple sentence with some simple keywords, which is easier to understand. You can also ask a follow-up questions. For example, you don't understand about technology is changing how we learn. Explain more about how technology changed the way we learn. And then it gives us more explanation about that. So this is what I meant by we can use AI as a partner of learning. When you generate this, then you read it, it will help your understanding, broaden your knowledge, and give you more access to read more. Maybe if, for example, here it is mentioned about open educational resources, you want to know more, then you can search more about what open educational resources is. So it opens more opportunities, give you easier access to learn more. It doesn't mean that you copy this and put it on your assignment and submit it to your lectures. I will keep saying that over and over again. So that's explain paper. I think if you use another text, uh, not a research paper, then you can upload it and you ask your students to talk or to discuss with the author of the paper using explain paper. It's like as if you are discussing with the author. Let's move on. Okay, there is a question from Ibu Melati. I want to continue my question regarding the aspects that have been addressed before the AI make the tech easier and easier to be understood. How it is used by students and they don't really gain reading skills. Well, in this context, I'm talking about maybe students in higher education. But if we are talking about students in junior high school, senior high school, I don't really recommend you using this explain paper because it's more for academic writing. If you are talking about students learning reading skills at the basic level, maybe it's better for you to use the teaching aid that Pak Jati mentioned before. It's more appropriate because you can simplify the text and then you can ask to create some questions, multiple choice questions, which will sharpen students' reading skills at that stage, okay, at that proficiency level, like A1, A2, B1. It's more proper using the teaching aid. Thank you so much, Ibu Melati. Hope it helps. Let's continue. The things that we can do with AI is we can also organize literatures and references. We can have a data literature synthesis, citation management, and also data analysis. I'm going to invite you to look at another tools. This is Open Read Academy. Here we can talk again with reading text with the author of an academic journals, and we can also get the digest or the summary of the article in a short time. Let's take a look at this Open Read Academy. I'm ready with this. You can have two ways. You can search a paper here, or if you have your paper already, you can just upload it. And where's my paper? Here it is. Then I'm going to use the same paper, human AI collaboration. Let's wait for it. If explain paper try to explain certain paragraph for us, and we can also ask questions in this open read, we will get the basic information. What I love about this is paper espresso, not only coffee espresso that Pajati love, but paper espresso. In a very short time, this paper espresso will help us giving the summary of this paper. What is the background of the study, the research objective, the methodology, the result and finding, the discussion, and so on. Usually, what we love, if you are going to write an article, for example, what we really love is searching for articles, downloading it, but we don't like reading it. Hobinya ngumpulin artikel tapi nggak suka bacanya. Sometimes what I did, for example, I have 10 articles, then when I try to read it one by one, oh, this one is not relevant for me, this one is not relevant for me, so I keep skipping the article that I have downloaded. But using this, I think it can be faster because I can use paper espresso. I get the summary, the short summary, and I can decide whether I will read this in detail or I will skip it. So the reading process is still have to be done. If you want to know more detail, then you still need to read this, but you can decide it at the beginning. Beside paper espresso, there is also a paper Q&A, and then we can ask questions. If you don't want the espresso, then you can ask, for example, who is the participant of this study? And then reading the paper, and then give us the answer. The study are doctoral students, and then it also give us the point where this statement is taken. Okay, and then for example, what are the instruments used in this study? So as if we are discussing with the author, we are asking directly to the author, we can get the answer to all our questions. And if we click it, then we can check it whether the AI is being hallucinating or not. Be careful, because no matter how smart it looks like, it might give you a hallucinated answer. So you still need to check, is it correct? Is it the one that it is being mentioned, or it is not? So you can keep asking questions like, for example, what are the main findings of this study? Okay, and you get the main findings. Well, that's the 3 tools that I want to introduce to you. This might be more relevant for you if you are students, undergraduate students, you have assignments, you have a mini research, or you are writing your final paper. Then you can use this to help you in organizing your paper, getting the very first foundation of the knowledge through mind mapping, or you can also, it can help you in reading the text. Sorry. Let's continue. I'm not going to show you this. This is a tools that can help you in analyzing data. Sorry, I have to drink first. okay, mind my voice. This can help you in analyzing data, but it takes a little while to show you. And because it is a pro version, then it can give you only one time for a month, so you can try it. Sorry, I think I have to make it quick. So let's have some discussion about this, and some key takeaways from my presentation is that we can leverage AI for structure brainstorming and then editing, and we still need to be cautious of the limitation in the factual accuracy and also originality. We also need to think about the ethical part of using AI. We need to disclose its use and avoid relying on it for content generation. So again and again, I will say that please reduce the use of AI in generating content. It's better for you to brainstorm with the AI, ask feedback, but don't generate content. And then we need to critically engage with AI tools, using them as assistant rather than content generator. Really, it is very important to maintain the ownership of your academic work. So for students, please be careful not to generate a lot of content from AI, but use it as your learning partner. This is my final word. If you have to hide your use of AI, and you're probably using it wrong. Really sorry for losing my voice. I think I have to stop this presentation, and maybe Pak Jati, you wanna continue with introducing our book or and so on.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Vin. Can you share the slide, because there's only 2 slides left, I think. So thank you, everyone. Hopefully, what we presented give you some ideas more about how to use AI, and you feel the challenges, you see the positive, how to use AI on that. Now, if you're interested in our book, it's from ITEL, Teaching Speaking with AI. That's 2024. It's free. It's in the Google Play. So you can download it. You can scan the QR, or you can go to bit.ly/ITEL-book-2. That's for book 2. Teknologi dan pembelajaran bahasa Inggris, that's in bahasa Indonesia. You can scan the QR as well. Yeah. And we are planning to have a book 3 coming soon, writing with AI. Let's see what we can do. Yeah. Now, next one, please, Vin. Yeah. If you're keen in joining our group, Telegram group, you can scan this, or you can go to bit.ly/telegramitel. Yeah, and then we can have a chat. There are a lot of members here sharing a lot of things, sharing events, free events, and so on and so on. Thank you very much, and give the virtual floor to Mbak Reta. Mbak Reta, thank you.
Oke, thank you Pak Jati, Bu Vinita yang selalu mengguncang Jember kalau datang ke sini nih, ya luar biasa. Antara ngeri tapi sedep-sedep ngeri. Oke, thank you ya Pak Jati, Bu Vinita. We have a lot of website or what's that technology AI. Okay. Enggak, belum Budi.
Mbak Reta muted.
Okay. Bu Vin, we have one more questions from. Oh, sorry. No. I mean, your PowerPoint. The participant asking your PowerPoint to put in the chat box, Bu Vinita. Yeah. Okay.
I think
Sorry.
I have it. I will upload it in the chat box.
Okay, yeah. Pak Jati, Bu Vinita, actually I have one questions for you relating to AI ya. So katanya AI 100% tidak bisa tergantikan ya, but in another way, I heard relating to Lambda yang katanya punya sense of emotions. Do you think that this is real?
Sense of emotions.
Yeah.
I think it's still a long way. Sense of
Oh,
emotion. To give you illustration,
uh,
ini
uh,
AI itu dulu dibuat untuk menggantikan sopir mobil, betul kan?
yeah, betul.
Driverless car. Nah, sekarang sudah ada belum angkot yang yang
Iya,
disopirin
sudah
sama
ada.
AI? Belum
Hmm.
kan? Karena too many parameters.
Hmm.
Ya, kalau itu too many parameters, ya
Hmm.
nggak bisa, belum bisa, terlalu rumit. Ada orang nyebrang jalan, ada bakso
Hmm.
lewat, ada
Hmm.
kucing melintas,
Hmm.
a lot of things to be considered. When
Hmm.
the environment on the context is complex and complicated, then
Nah,
the AI is there. Sense itu urusannya dengan environment yang sangat kompleks. Not only the visual,
hmm.
but also the sound, also the heat, also and other elements around us. I think it's still a long way to have that.
Long way ya.
Yeah, that's my analogy. Probably
Oke.
Vinita got something else. Thank you.
Oke, oke. Thank you, Pak Jati. Thank you, Bu Vinita. So, we don't have any more questions from the chat box. Sorry?
Ada lagi dari Satria
Oh, sorry. Ada satu lagi.
chat box.
Oh ya, Pak Jati, you have one more questions from Satria.
How if humans make a mistake in the future?
Satria.
Okay. AI robot. It seems like they put a humanly designed program in the robot. I have watched. I just about time they will learn about emotion too, and possibly the robot will take over some profession, especially teachers. No, robot cannot take initiative. Teachers, we take initiative to help our student, and we are not just teaching our student English, we are also teaching our student bagaimana bernalar dan segala macam. Ya, robot cannot watch the class, what's going on in the class, who needs help, who is very upset today, who feel this, and so on and so on. They will not take initiative. Contoh, kalau saya punya robot dari Surabaya, dari Jember, tak suruh ke Jakarta, gitu kan? Lewat jalan tol, ya udah dia lewat jalan tol dan segala macam. Ada kecelakaan, ada orang meninggal, ada pengemis, ada segala macam, nggak peduli. Dia lewat aja. Tugasnya hanya dia driving from Jember to Jakarta. But if I ask human to drive from Jember to Jakarta, then there is some accident. Probably this human will stop and help because of the emotion, because of the initiative, and so on and so on. Gitu. Jadi ilustrasinya itu kayaknya, if you watch a film, that's another thing. It's a film. It's a fantasy of human, terus komersial judulnya. Itu kayak Win.
Yeah, I agree. So, in the field, yeah, it's not 100% impossible. It might possible if you look at the past. Some of the things happen in the movie is happening now. So we don't know what the future would look like, but we need to know how AI works, just like Pajati mentioned. Actually, AI is just programmed by human. We need to feed AI with information or instruction. It doesn't have any initiative to do anything. And then, so far, for example, what generative AI can do is predicting what happened after this word. It's just predicting sentences, predicting paragraph based on the data being inputted by humans. So I think if it happened, it's still long time from now. I'm going to respond to the first question from Pak Satria also. Is there any AI tool that can help us in training or speaking? Something like AI that can respond to what we say in an interactive and communicative way, not as robot, and importantly can teach us in learning languages. Actually, you can use AI with voice, like ChatGPT. It has voice too. I'm not going to demonstrate how AI voice it because I didn't install it in my laptop, but I'm going to introduce you to the prompt that you can use when you talk to AI. Like, for example, let's use the RCTS, okay? RCTS, the role, the context, the task, and then the source. Let's just remove the source. Roles. You put the roles of AI as your English instructor. For example, let's say you are practicing for IELTS. So you can say that you are my English instructor for IELTS speaking. Task, let's practice. Sorry, context. Konteksnya, I am Ulfa. Can you stop drawing on my screen? I am an English language learner. My proficiency is let's see, B1 level, and I want to practice IELTS speaking. So this is roles. Kamu jadi siapa? My English instructor. This is context. Siapa yang dihadapi. And then task. Sekarang what do you want your AI to do? Aduh, ini kayaknya Ulfa punya anak kecil nih. Saya stop sharing dulu ya. I will go back. The task is please help me practice speaking by keep asking me questions. Let's talk about food. Let's try. You can do this using oh sorry. I prefer this. Yeah, one question at a time. You can do this by installing ChatGPT voice, and you can use your voice. I'm not installing this in my laptop because sometimes it talk when it is not requested. So I prefer this question. Then let's start it with some question about food. What's your favorite type of food and why do you like it? Okay. I love apa ya Pak? Seafood. I love eating grilled fish. Let's say I'm just a B1, so I would just say it in a very short way. And AI will keep asking me question. How often do you eat it? Is there a particular place you like to go for it? And then if I answer, then an AI will keep asking me question. In this way, you can talk with AI and then practicing your English. You can also ask AI to give you feedback. Let's use the same prompt. I copy this. Please help me practice speaking by asking me questions and give me feedback. Saya kasih tambahan give me feedback ya. Do you enjoy cooking or do you prefer eating out? I I prefer eating. Kenapa selalu ada haknya? Eating out. Because I cannot cook, for example. Let's see. Now you can see different way of AI giving you feedback. AI give you feedback, you've clearly expressed your preference. Here's a way to add more detail to your response. Instead of just saying, I prefer eating out because I cannot cook, you can try to expand with a reason or an example. Adding details like this help you show your fluency. And then next questions. Kalau tadi yang pertama, AI only keep asking questions. Yang kedua, AI give feedback and then ask questions. In this way, you can learn. You can learn anything actually. You can learn speaking. You can learn writing. And then if you see how AI give you feedback, you can improve the way you speak. Practice your IELTS speaking with the help of AI. I hope this helped you.
Yeah, thank you. In addition to that, if you want to practice speaking, I think you can use Gemini better. Gemini got the microphone, so if you activate that, that's a lot easier using the prompt that Vinita have given you. And also there are some questions that I would like to respond very quickly. I think kayaknya penting dari Ibu Meriana. What do you think about AI will control the activity of human? AI will not take initiative. Itu kuncinya. Kalau dia kontrol manusia, berarti ada manusia yang nyuruh dia gitu. Tolong dong dikontrol Bu Eka Wahyuningsi itu kemana aja hari ini gitu. The robot will not take the initiative, but I take the initiative and I ask the robot to do it. So there is no way that the robot will control human society unless somebody give instruction, unless somebody give the data, unless there are a lot of other things. Ya, jadi jangan jangan dipikir bahwa dia seperti manusia. Even they will not understand what they produce. Ya, jadi itu. And also there is a question, change. How about the future? Will human really change by the technology? Yes. Human behavior will be changed by technology. Itu kalau itu sejarah sih. Siapa sekarang mau transfer duit di bank ngantri? Nggak ada yang mau. So you transfer your money using your mobile phone saat ini. Kalau yang nggak punya HP gimana Pak? Ya you go to ATM. Kalau ATM-nya nggak ada, ya ngantri. Itu urusan terakhir gitu. So people will change the behavior, the society, the way we work, the way we study, that will change by technology. Sejarahnya gitu sih. Ya, but the change for the better, that's for sure. More efficient and so on and so on. Ya, jadi hidupnya lebih mudah, kira-kira gitu. Ya, back to you Mbak Arita.
Okay, thank you, Pak Jati and Bu Vinita. I think all of the questions have been answered by Pak Jati and Bu Vinita, yeah. So before we end for these sessions, I would like to give a token of appreciations to sorry. Okay.
Mas Bro, get ready. Get ready.
Okay. So it is for Pak Jati. So please give applause to Pak Jati.
Thank you,
Thank you, Pak Jati.
Thank you Mbak Arita.
And sorry. Masuk. Oh, masuk lagi. Yes, wait. Okay. Okay, this is for Ibu Finita, token appreciation from the committee. Again, thank you, Bu Finita, for the insightful and Pak Jati. See you again in another webinar on other occasions, yeah. Thank you.
See you in
So,
Jember.
this is the end of the sessions with Pak Jati and Bu Finita, Bapak Ibu. So, I would like to back to the Master of Ceremony, Bu Bilkis.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Bu Areta. Okay, for the very wonderful lead on our esteemed speakers. And it is always a jaw-dropping experience when we have Pak Jati and Bu Finita together in our webinar. We are overwhelmed by how many AI that you explain, and I'm sure our participants are very excited to see that you are here. Hopefully that next year we are going to have another sessions with Bu Finita and Pak Jati, and you're going to learn more from both of them. Dear audiences, if you are wondering about the attendance, then we are going to deliver the attendance link to you after we have finished with the third speakers. Now for the next part, we are going to have presentation from Dr. David Imam Yarta, a specialist in technology enhanced language learning, as previously mentioned by our dean, by our vice dean one, that he is our beloved and very talented lecturer that we have in our study program. And he's going to present his insights on harnessing knowledge, exploring the power of discussion forums and mobile messengers in CLIL. And this session is going to be led by Bapak Rizky Febri Andika Hudori. Pak Rizky, I believe that he is here beside me. So I'm going to be inviting Pak Rizky to introduce Dr. David Imam Yarta and lead the session. So Pak Rizky, the floor is yours.
Well, okay, thank you so much. Am I audible? Well, okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome to National Webinar. And so for this session, you are going to be accompanied by me, Rizky Febri, as the moderator for the third speaker. Well, okay, ladies and gentlemen, before we invite the third speaker, let me introduce him by reading his curriculum vitae. Dr. David Imam Yarta, a lecturer in English education at University of Jember, has a comprehensive background in linguistics and language teaching. With a doctorate from Universitas Negeri Malang, his research interests focus on innovative methods for English teaching, including hybrid learning systems, field-based STEM education, and digital tools for micro-teaching. He teaches a range of courses such as sociolinguistics, global English, and writing for Scopus Index journals. His recent publication explore educational technologies and communicative competence, which were published in esteemed journals like EduLite and Journal of Asia Travel. Additionally, Dr. Imam Yarta actively engages in community service, aiding local tourism development, educational program accreditation, and sustainable practices in waste management. His contribution extends to writing education material, including the textbook English for Agriculture, and he holds several patents related to educational and eco-friendly innovations. Well, okay, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, so welcome, Dr. David Imam Yarta. What is yours, sir?
Okay, thank you so much, Pak Rizky, for the introduction. Well, that sounds like the main section of my presentation, by the way. Assalamualaikum and good morning, Bapak Ibu. All right. Can you hear me, by the way? Can you just, wave your hand and nod? Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Right. Thank you. Right. It's been, real pleasure to have this session, learning as usual from our esteemed experts, Bang Jati and also Bu Firita Dewi again. Well, I think AI has been very powerful and resourceful tools and, arsenal for teachers and also students. But again, just like what we learned from the first session, AI can be, quite dangerous to some extent. So we need to be fully aware of what it can do and what we can do with AI. Right. Nah, kalau tadi mungkin ini ya, kita sudah bahas banyak tentang AI, with the artificial intelligence, many technologies, probably like high-tech resources. Now, I would like to, focus more on the more classical and, conservative techniques or methods in language teaching. Right. So, before I move on to my presentation, right, Bapak Ibu dan juga teman-teman mungkin bisa sharing sedikit di chat box aja. What do you usually do before or after a class? Okay, mungkin jawabnya singkat aja, misalkan like planning materials, planning exercise, or raising questions, for example. What do you usually? What is your routine before or after class? Would you mind sharing your ideas on that? I would would really appreciate your responses. Thank you. I'll be waiting. Right, planning what we do in class, yeah, thank you, Miss Nurnia, kemudian juga ada Bapak Saiful Anwar. Yeah, finding the way to open the class, yeah, that's also true for me myself. Before the class, I usually searching what is the best way to start my class? So what is the best way to engage my students? Because, they are very unique, I believe. Yeah, thank you, Mas Fendi. Thank you. It's always, a pleasure to have you. Outlining, yeah, learning material. Before planning the material tasks, okay. Thank you, Salma. Right. All right, planning, brainstorming, reflection. Yeah, but Nurul Puspita, I think that's also crucial, by the way. We have also engagement with students here. Yeah, thank you, Mas Muhammad Nova. There's always awesome presentation by Bu Firita and Pa Jati. Okay, right. So I guess this is enough then for the sharing session. Let me just start my PowerPoint. Right. Is it visible on your screen now? Right. Wait, it's not working. Right. It's working now. So, ini mungkin yang akan coba saya share sedikit Bapak Ibu. It's all about harnessing knowledge. So, in today's English language teaching, we have so many resources, mulai dari low tech sampai high tech, and now we have the new thing with AI, right? But I would like to draw your attention to discussion forums and mobile messengers, right? Setelah pandemic, we have so many experiences, practices like ups and downs in English language teaching, and we get more familiar with the technological resources that we can use, right? Salah dua yang akan coba kita bahas itu adalah discussion forums. Ini macamnya banyak sekali. We have Moodle as one of the most popular and familiar, I believe. Kemudian juga ada mobile messengers. Well, mobile messengers are always, around us. Like we always use it every single day and every single time. Mungkin ini the first time we open our eyes in the morning, kita selalu buka ini HP duluan tuh yang kita buka, like WhatsApp, Telegram, email, Instagram, for example. Bahkan ketika mau kita tidur pun, we always check our mobile phone, like it's always all the time, right? Nah itu yang coba kita bahas. Kira-kira mana sih dari dua perangkat ini yang lebih supportive and also relevant to English language teaching, right? Jadi kita akan coba membandingkan discussion forums, dalam hal ini Moodle, okay, dan juga mobile messengers yang akan diwakilkan oleh Telegram, right? Nah, jadi kebetulan kalau di Universitas Jember kita menggunakan Moodle sama, cuman dia diistilahkan atau diberikan nama MMP, Manajemen Media Pembelajaran. I wish I mentioned correctly, right? Nah, let me just start with the background. Okay, so this is like a brief glimpse of what we do today, right? So kalau mungkin di zaman-zaman pandemi atau like post-pandemic situation, we are always involved in video conference or online meeting. Like synchronous online meeting, like from morning to morning again, tuh gak ada hentinya, like over and over again, never stopped, right? Jadi kadang we got exhausted. Biasanya itu kita dapat, sunburns, and now after video conferencing we got ice burn, right? Jadi capek semua ya. After like paying attention to our screen. Kemudian setelah itu, another issue is like with the ChatGPT, sometimes. Well, ChatGPT can be very helpful, very powerful. Cuman tetap sih ya, semua sumber information yang kita dapat dari ChatGPT, it always has to be, rechecked over and over again. Meskipun memang itu sangat membantu, well, again, in a sense, it has to be used with some moderation and precaution. Nah, tantangannya itu mungkin sudah kita alami semua ya. Kalau Bapak Ibu guru dan Ibu dosen mungkin ketika kita memberikan tugas, for example, like these days it is quite common to receive like a very well developed and written like product, like essay, for example, right? Sometimes we are curious if it is actually written by our students or no, right? Dan di satu sisi itu akhirnya menimbulkan perasaan buruk sangka. Jadi tuh betul jadi ya ke siswa atau mahasiswa kita. Padahal bisa jadi mereka sudah like working days, weeks to write the essay. So sometimes AI can create the erosion of trust between students and teachers. Nah, kadangkala penggunaan AI, well, it can be helpful. Jadi ketika students atau students itu dapat assignment atau exercise, and they get confused, like stressed out, which is quite, common. Kemudian mereka minta tolong AI itu. Hey man, can you just give me your hand with this? Can you just help me to develop an essay, for example? And then AI does things, for example, like working, creating, generating things, and then voila is the result, right? Jadi kadang hasilnya yang diproduksi oleh AI is not always relevant to our expectation, right? So we need to keep checking, rechecking, and minding if it actually creates the output that we need. Right. Nah, kemudian hal-hal lain nih, kalau kita perhatikan deh dalam penggunaan teknologi, termasuk AI, right? Ada banyak sekali yang bisa kita gunakan. Kalau sekarang mungkin kita sangat familiar dengan istilah CALL atau Computer Assisted Language Learning, and MAL, Mobile Assisted Language Learning. Nah, kalau berdasarkan empirics, these days findings based on meta-analysis reveal text-based instruction outperforms traditional methods. Jadi memang secara statistics atau psychometrics, pembelajaran yang didukung oleh teknologi memang punya output yang lebih effective in terms of for example like language proficiency, accuracy, and also like criticality and creativity. Karena seperti yang tadi disampaikan oleh Bapak Gubernur Jati, when we teach language, when we learn language, it's not only about the language, but it's also about the content, it's also about the knowledge, right? Kemudian hal lain itu ini sih dari like students progress in the class. Kebanyakan ketika ada teknologi yang dilibatkan like games, visuals, AI, students become more motivated, right? Kemudian they are more engaged with the lesson karena mereka punya resource atau tools yang itu familiar, dekat dengan mereka. And from teacher side, well, this is going to be a very good point because we can start the lesson more effectively with smoother transition. Jadi kalau kita lihat ini sih selain pandang di masa depan tuh technology mediated approaches atau technology enhanced learning has shown strong promise over face-to-face instruction. Cuma ini Bapak Ibu, yang perlu kita perhatikan, when it comes to teaching and learning, we need to be aware of 2 points, learning products and learning process. Most of the time, we tend to focus more on the products, okay, because we have so many classes, so many students, so we don't have enough time and energy to focus on the process, by the way. Jadi karena ketika beban belajarnya terlalu banyak mungkin untuk Bapak Ibu guru, kita tidak punya ini ya punya banyak fokus untuk memperhatikan seberapa baik atau seberapa jauh progres anak-anak itu belajar di kelas. Seperti Pak Rizky mungkin. Pak Rizky kelasnya banyak sekali dan satu kelas itu bisa terdiri dari 40, 50 atau 60 mahasiswa. Jadi satu kali perkuliahan itu menyerupai kuliah akbar. More or less, oke. Jadi kita perlu mencari tahu like how good our students progress or process in the class. Nah, untuk mencari tahu seberapa bagus proses pembelajaran siswa atau mahasiswa di kelas, nah itu kita juga bisa menggunakan teknologi. So, we need to keep questioning ourselves. Jadi perlu kita minimal kita menaikkan 3 poin ini nih ke diri kita. Do students really learn? Okay, when we try to deliver materials, inputs, videos, or textbook, for example, do they really read the resources carefully? Kemudian how much do they learn, right? Karena mungkin we may think that the resources provided to our students are okay, relevant, and just at student level, but somehow the students do not get the points, right? So the materials are not quite relevant to them. And then finally, how does the engagement lead to the learning product? Jadi kalau kita sudah lihat produknya, kira-kira prosesnya sesuai nggak, sepadan nggak sih dengan yang siswa atau mahasiswa kerjakan di kelas, okay? So we actually need to use technology to, take a look into the learning process that our students experience, by the way. Nah, di sini nanti yang akan coba kita cari tahu, ada 3 poin di sini. Jadi yang pertama is about student perception, like how the students rate the two-take environment through ETAM. Jadi presentasi ini sebenarnya merupakan satu bagian dari artikel yang pernah terbit sebelumnya. Jadi itu berkaitan dengan Technology Enhanced Content Language Integrated Learning atau TECLIL. Jadi persepsi siswa itu dinilai dari ETAM atau Technology Acceptance Model. Kira-kira seberapa suka sih anak-anak itu dengan Moodle dan Telegram ketika digunakan dalam pembelajaran Content and Language Integrated Learning. And then second point is the knowledge and language outcomes. Are there key differences in knowledge co-construction and English proficiency, right? Nah ini tadi nih yang kita bahas. Apakah ada efeknya terhadap pembelajaran bahasa dan juga knowledge co-construction, right? So knowledge co-construction is going to be the key idea throughout my presentation. Jadi knowledge co-construction itu dia berkaitan dengan bagaimana siswa itu berkolaborasi to create knowledge, evaluate information, criticize information, and eventually they come up with their own new ideas. And then finally, the last one is the interaction patterns, like what distinct interaction types emerge. Kira-kira apakah ada perbedaan antara Moodle and Telegram, right? Tapi kalau ini deh, mungkin Bapak Ibu dan teman-teman bisa share, kira-kira mana sih yang lebih efektif untuk diskusi dan juga pembelajaran bahasa Inggris nih, atau pembelajaran bahasa Inggris berbasis konten? Do you think Telegram or Moodle is the best option? Again, would you mind sharing your ideas in the chat box, please? Kira-kira mana nih yang lebih bagus Bapak Ibu? Is it Telegram or is it Moodle? Atau boleh sama sih ya, seperti WhatsApp. Jadi kita membandingkan Moodle and mobile messengers. Mobile messengers kebetulan banyak tuh. We have WhatsApp, we have Telegram, we have Line, I believe. So which one is better to you? Thank you, Pak Saifullah Anwar again. WhatsApp, okay. Telegram, okay. Ya, itu sama ya. Mobile messengers atau mobile instant messengers. We have Telegram, WhatsApp. Jadi ada 2 audience. Okay, thank you, Mas Ria. WhatsApp again, 3-0 nih untuk mobile messengers. Moodle masih belum ada. I'm not sure. Okay. Thank you. Right. Right. What's up again? Mobile messenger. Thank you, Salma. Ya, kalau buat Salma and friends kayaknya lebih cocok sama mobile messengers like WhatsApp, Telegram. Yeah, because we use it all the time, like every single second in our life at the moment. Okay, thank you. Jadi kayaknya Moodle gak ada yang milih ya. Right, thank you. Now we will check, right? Jadi kalau dulu mungkin asumsinya saya juga sama sih ya. I think Telegram is going to be a better option for discussion, right? Now let's move on. Right. Nah, ada beberapa ada theoretical underpinnings atau theories yang mendasari penggunaan teknologi untuk language learning atau learning in general. Now, the first point that we have to take into account is that different technologies impact learners' participation uniquely. Okay, jadi perangkat yang berbeda atau software yang berbeda will have different outcome and different effect on our students, right? Jadi seperti Bapak Ibu tadi kan sepertinya lebih familiar sama mobile messenger, Telegram, WhatsApp. So maybe you like it more over Moodle, right? Jadi mungkin kalau untuk teman-teman yang suka pakai Telegram, well, you will take more participation in a discussion rather than using Moodle, right? Jadi memang pemilihan tools itu tidak serta-merta langsung kita gunakan. So we need to really understand what we are going to use in the class. And then second point is informed instructional strategies maximize technology's benefits, right? Ini sudah banyak digaungkan oleh para pakar, Pak Jadi dan Bu Vinita juga di beberapa webinars, they have always underlined this point. So the most important point is our lesson. So we need to pay attention to how well the lessons are designed for our students. Jadi perangkatnya okay, resource-nya okay, AI-nya okay. Well, the first point remains the same. The lesson plans have to be well designed. Kemudian selain itu, kita juga perlu ini nih Bapak Ibu, melihat dari perspektif siswa. Kira-kira mereka suka nggak dengan tools atau resources yang kita gunakan, right? Nah, dalam hal ini nanti kita akan coba melihat dari sudut pandang technology acceptance model, right? Jadi kira-kira mana sih antara Telegram dan Moodle itu yang lebih preferable according to the students. Nah, kemudian ada juga beberapa technologies atau strategies yang bisa kita terapkan atau yang sudah banyak diterapkan dalam pembelajaran CLIL atau English lessons menggunakan teknologi. Salah satunya misalkan ini nih, ada scientific citizenship pedagogy, right? Jadi misalkan seperti research-based learning, for example, is quite close to that. Kemudian ada juga intercultural citizenship education, where students from different universities, different countries, they share their cultural knowledge and then they reflect on their cultures. It's very, very insightful moments where students share and reflect on their cultures. Kemudian ada juga critical digital literacy. My friend Barida has been very, deeply engaged with the kind of field. Jadi kalau kita lihat sekarang, Bapak Ibu guru dan juga siswa, they need to be aware of the digital resources, digital tools, right? Jadi tidak hanya menggunakan aja atau passing the resource from one to another, but they need to develop their critical awareness of the digital tools. Kemudian terakhir ada juga collaborative exchange, right? This is also one of very perspective and engaging topic these days. Jadi di mana ada siswa dari dua negara sama-sama mereka membahas tentang cultural uniqueness, like a food, costume, for example, like music. Teleconference can be a very powerful resource to bridge knowledge between institutions and even between countries. Nah, yang akan coba kita bahas nanti ini Bapak Ibu, lebih berkaitan dengan knowledge co-construction. Ini mungkin istilahnya sudah umum ya, jadi dia lebih berkaitan dengan collaboration, kemudian interaction, discussion, right? Hanya saja yang membedakan di sini nanti dalam knowledge co-construction itu selalu ada, guiding questions atau scaffolding questions, right? Nah, scaffolding questions ini yang perlu kita tekankan nantinya ketika kita akan melibatkan siswa dalam sebuah, online forum atau online discussion, right? Sama halnya seperti yang kita lakukan di kelas. Biasanya kan kita menggunakan questions untuk attract students' attention and also to stimulate their critical and creative thinking. Jadi dalam knowledge construction, it's very important that we encourage students to collaborate with their friends and also use technology by searching, selecting, evaluating, and using information. Jadi teknologi itu tidak hanya dipakai untuk sebagai ini ya mendapatkan input, tapi juga untuk memberikan resource atau fuel terhadap student discussion. Jadi ketika mereka mendapatkan like video, pictures atau teks, itu masih perlu mereka evaluasi lagi, mereka pilih lagi sebelum mereka menggunakannya untuk their own learning. Nah, di sini akan kita coba bandingkan Telegram dan Moodle, right? Nah, tadi sudah banyak teman-teman dan Bapak Ibu yang sepertinya lebih suka Telegram and WhatsApp, right? Karena mungkin ada dua aspek di sini. Jadi yang pertama Telegram atau WhatsApp, it's a very interactive and supportive learning environment karena memang dia real time. Kita bisa mendapat messages, inputs, files instantly. Kemudian selain itu, it's very informal and engaging because the communication style is unique. Jadi kalau sekarang kan kita komunikasi tidak hanya menggunakan teks atau pictures, ada stickers, ada memes, for example, many unique resources yang bisa kita gunakan. Sementara di satu sisi nih dari Moodle is quite flexible and resourceful karena bisa disesuaikan dengan kebutuhan Bapak Ibu guru dan juga teman-teman. Ada banyak menu di sana yang bisa dipakai ya, mulai dari online forum, quiz, file sharing, and so on. Dan dia sifatnya itu very socio-constructivist. Jadi sangat mendukung siswa atau Bapak Ibu guru yang mau mendesain students collaboration. Nah, nanti akan coba kita bandingkan kira-kira dari fitur-fitur ini, which one is going to be superior in terms of language learning and content learning. Nah, ini konteksnya, perbandingan atau riset yang dulu pernah saya kerjakan itu ini Bapak Ibu, dilakukan di prodi pendidikan biologi, jadi itu konteksnya di university education, dan dia lebih menekankan pada language mastery. Okay, so language mastery, not content mastery. Pembelajarannya waktu itu didesain menggunakan topics related to environmental issues. Ini banyak sih ya, like climate change, global warming, kemudian biodiversity, for example. Itu topik-topik yang dibahas waktu itu. Dan hanya ada 2 kelas yang dilibatkan, like with 34 students in each class, and they were chosen randomly into Moodle and Telegram groups. Dan di dalam kelas itu yang paling penting Bapak Ibu, kita gunakan grouping sebisa mungkin, misalkan tidak terlalu besar atau terlalu kecil nih ya, like 3 to 4 students in one group. I think that's going to be ideal. Dan level mahasiswanya waktu itu dari segi kemampuan bahasanya ada level A2 sampai B1. So it's quite beginner, but they can use English to communicate simple ideas, and they can comprehend simple ideas as well. Sorry. Nah, ini salah satu unit yang digunakan waktu itu. Jadi topiknya ini threats to biodiversity. Kemudian di situ ada language focus, like reading for main ideas, kemudian explaining a cohesive series of ideas in a monologue. And ada juga content focus, identifying the types of threats of biodiversity and evaluating the adverse impacts of different threats to biodiversity values. Bentuk kegiatannya waktu itu, ini ada collaborative reading, and then after that, there's going to be discussion on how the threats affect different values of biodiversity. Nah, just to remind you Bapak Ibu, jadi waktu itu konteksnya ini dalam pembelajaran yang full online, karena memang ini ya masih pasca pandemic, right? Jadi it was not quite possible to have offline session. Nah, setelah itu di awal, right, here we go. Nah, tadi beberapa Bapak Ibu dan teman-teman sempat share nih di masa sebelum pembelajaran apa yang dikerjakan. Nah, ini waktu itu yang sempat saya share ke teman-teman mahasiswa. So, before they come to the class online, they need to watch one video, pay attention to the details, and then also they need to answer these 5 questions, right? Jadi ada video yang berkaitan dengan biodiversity in Indonesia. Kemudian sebelum perkuliahan atau sebelum pembelajaran, itu saya minta teman-teman untuk membahas jawaban untuk setiap pertanyaan ini nih. Misalkan yang pertama itu, our question, do you believe that biodiversity can give us better life? Kemudian, what is your idea or ideas on that question above? Jadi pertanyaannya itu, it can be factual but also subjective at that time. And then after that, our theory. What is the theory that you use to support your answer? Jadi mahasiswa juga perlu mencari ini nih referensi teori untuk mendukung their ideas atau their arguments. And they also need to find out the evidence. Kira-kira mereka punya bukti nggak untuk mendukung their opinion, their arguments, or their claims. And eventually, there is one more question, our conclusion. What is the overall summary or conclusion of your group? Jadi pertanyaan ini sebenarnya bisa kita gunakan sebelum atau setelah pembelajaran, Bapak Ibu. So it quite depends. Kalau kita gunakan sebelum pembelajaran, artinya we use this question to prepare our students before they engage in the lesson. Tapi kalau setelah pembelajaran, well, we use this question to enrich the discussion and extend the students' discussion. So which one is best? I think both are worth trying. Nah, setelah itu ada reading to provide the input. Nah, setelah itu, well, finally, they need to, make a required presentation. Jadi setelah ada input, and then there comes the output. Nah, aspek-aspek bahasanya juga perlu kita jelaskan waktu itu. Jadi, they need to pay attention to the fluency, coherence, pronunciation, and then after that, the grammatical range and accuracy. Right. Nah, ini tadi yang sempat kita singgung ya. Jadi, online forum atau online knowledge forum itu bisa kita gunakan pre-class atau post-class. Either to trigger discussion atau untuk extend discussions based on comprehension questions. Nah, satu hal yang perlu kita tekankan sejak awal nih Bapak Ibu, ketika kita mau melibatkan siswa atau mahasiswa dalam online forum, mereka perlu diberitahu kira-kira komen atau posting seperti apa yang diharapkan. Karena kalau tidak seperti itu nanti cenderung hanya sharing text, sharing files, sharing video atau links, tapi tidak ada knowledge building atau knowledge co-construction. Nah, proses itu sebenarnya yang perlu kita cari tahu. Nah, yang pertama tadi kita gunakan pertanyaan, the questions, scaffolding questions. That's number one. And the number two, nah itu kita juga perlu tekankan kira-kira komentar apa yang kita harapkan based on their engagement in the online forum. Nah, komen itu nanti ada 3. Ada basic di sini. Jadi kalau basic itu berkaitan sama sharing knowledge, misalkan sharing file, sharing content, websites, links, for example. Kemudian ada juga sharing resource, like PDF, textbook, for example. Nah, itu masih basic, level awal sekali. Kemudian setelah itu ada fair, di level yang lebih tinggi, ada fair comment atau good comments, right? Say extending personal argument. Jadi setelah mereka membagikan ide atau membagikan informasi, they try to argue on their own ideas atau on their own resources, right? Nah, yang terakhir ini yang paling advance dan yang perlu sangat kita tekankan in the class atau in the online forum is the advanced comments. Nah, itu berkaitan dengan extending and improving others' arguments. Jadi siswa itu saling memberikan komentar, evaluasi, atau critical comments and feedbacks on their peers' contribution. Jadi dalam tingkatan advance itu benar-benar muncul knowledge building atau knowledge co-construction, because our students, they are trying to use the resources they have and the knowledge they have to create new ideas and new knowledge by discussions mediated by online platforms. Nah, kemudian selain itu yang ketiga, perlu juga kita bagikan peran Bapak Ibu. Karena kalau tidak begitu nanti diskusinya dalam tiap waktu tidak begitu terarah, oke? Okay? Jadi beberapa yang sempat saya pakai waktu itu ada manager, right? Jadi yang pertama ada manager, cuman kita pastikan ke anak-anak kalau manager ini tidak mager, right? Jadi tidak hanya memberikan instruction atau details. Kemudian ada juga analyst, researcher, and artist. Nah, kemudian peran Bapak Ibu guru apa dong? Nah, kita tetap ada di sini. Bahkan, our roles become increasingly more essential. Kita bisa berperan sebagai partners, facilitators, source of knowledge, source of information. Sometimes, we take the role of director. Jadi mengarahkan diskusi supaya nanti anak-anak tidak membahas hal yang sama over and over again. Karena mungkin kalau di kemampuan bahasanya yang masih berkembang, the discussion tends to focus on the surface discussion atau surface level. Nah, ini mungkin sekilas Bapak Ibu tampilannya waktu itu ya. Yang ini merupakan tangkap layar. So this one is a screenshot from the Moodle group. Waktu itu teman-teman membahas tentang Baluran National Park. Kemudian they try to address the issue, provide solutions to save the biodiversity in the national park. Nah, kalau di Telegram, waktu itu saya sempat saya mengekstrak discussion-nya kurang lebih seperti ini. So this is actually the start of the discussion. So the sharing ideas, sharing opinions, some of them also sharing files. Dari situ kelihatannya mereka mulai mengkritis itu. I have idea for the question. Kemudian mereka juga mengajak teman lain untuk bergabung, agreement atau disagreement. Kemudian they share ideas. Nah, kemudian waktu itu juga saya memberikan, encouragement to use reference. Setelah itu, well, the discussion continued until they eventually reach the conclusion. Nah, waktu itu teman-teman diminta untuk merangkum diskusinya dalam sebuah poster at that time. Right, so there's always project. Okay, that's it. Ya, jadi sekilas mungkin seperti itu kurang lebih diskusinya. Ada pre-discussion, kemudian ada post-discussion. Dan dalam diskusi itu, Bapak Ibu Guru juga harus selalu terlibat. So we need to pay close attention to the discussion progress in our class. Jadi kadang diskusinya itu sedikit off topic, right? Atau mungkin diskusinya menggunakan bahasa Indonesia, which is okay actually. Cuman ketika targetnya, we learn English, so we need to encourage our students to use English like as much as they can. Karena di situ tidak ada salah atau benar. We don't pay attention to the grammar or the accuracy of the language, right? So just focus on how much they can contribute to the discussion. Nah, kemudian temuannya apa nih? So, this is it by the way. Kalau tadi mungkin Bapak Ibu banyak yang memilih WhatsApp and Telegram as the best options. And you are fresh. Jadi, kalau kita lihat sekilas di sini ya, dilihat dari perceived usefulness, ease of use, attitude, sampai online learning participation, Moodle and Telegram are actually equal. Jadi sama, tidak ada yang lebih disukai atau kurang popular, right? Jadi mahasiswa ini punya persepsi yang sama tentang penggunaan Moodle and Telegram atau mobile instant messaging for online discussion forum. Kemudian juga equal performance in language again. Jadi waktu itu ada like recorded spoken presentation di akhir dan ternyata skornya kurang lebih sama antara Moodle and Telegram group. Okay, so both from pre-test and post-test, these groups performed exactly at the same level. But actually there's one difference, by the way. Jadi kalau kita lihat dari knowledge co-construction atau kualitas diskusinya atau kualitas idenya, the students in Moodle group did outperform their friends in Telegram group. Jadi ternyata mahasiswa yang menggunakan Moodle itu menunjukkan kualitas diskusi atau knowledge construction yang lebih efektif dan lebih mendalam. Okay, so that was identified based on the ideas shared in the recorded presentation. Kemudian selain itu, there is also difference in terms of trends of interaction. Jadi ternyata pola interaksinya pun berbeda Bapak Ibu. Kalau kita lihat yang pertama nih, di basic contribution, yaitu di level pertama, knowledge sharing, itu jauh lebih banyak diskusi yang terjadi dalam Moodle. Okay? Jadi lebih banyak mahasiswa yang sharing ideas, sharing resources, sharing content, links, videos in Moodle than Telegram. Sama juga untuk another level, egocentric elaboration atau level yang sedikit lebih tinggi di situ ya. Again, students in Moodle group are more intensively engaged in egocentric elaboration. The same trend is also evident in the advanced level. Jadi students in Moodle group, they tend to criticize their friends' ideas more, and they try to provide more contributions to the group discussions. Itu kelihatan lumayan signifikan ya. Jadi 170 postings dibandingkan 58 posting di Telegram untuk level K3 atau yang paling advance. Nah, itu ada contoh-contohnya di sini, contoh scriptnya. Jadi misalkan dalam basic contribution ya, dia hanya sharing. Misalkan, yeah, I think so, because Marubutiri is a fairly large national park. Atau misalkan di level yang paling tinggi, in allocentric elaboration, for example, if the damaged coral reef is a gathering place for fish, the fish will leave and the income of the surrounding community will decrease. What do you think? Okay, jadi kelihatan dari kuantitasnya, well, there is different trend between the two groups. Again, dari aspek learning regulation, jadi bagaimana mahasiswa itu mengatur atau memanage pembelajaran, that's also different. Jadi Moodle is much more supportive to learning regulation karena ada banyak posting, lebih banyak posting yang berkaitan dengan learning coordination in Moodle. Jadi 558 posting berbanding 470 posting di Telegram dalam learning coordination. Kemudian juga reflection. Nah, kebetulan untuk reflection ini Telegram lebih banyak, ada 17 postings, right? Kemudian management of technical issue, misalkan apakah mereka mendiskusikan masalah teknis, both groups demonstrate the same trend. Kemudian last one in terms of socialization, seperti like greeting, saying hi's, itu jauh lebih banyak di Telegram. Right. Kemudian ini yang terakhir nih. So what can we learn actually from our data atau from our findings? Jadi yang pertama, the first part is knowledge sharing serves as the foundation for building ideas. Jadi memang lebih banyak itu di level yang basic Bapak Ibu, di bagian knowledge sharing atau K1 tadi ya. But that is okay because knowledge sharing is actually the foundation, like the very first point before students actually outperform their current performance. Jadi sebelum mereka bisa mengkritisi ide, well, they need to share ideas in the first hand. And then also, diverse language abilities can hinder deep discussions. Jadi memang kemampuan bahasanya itu tidak dipungkiri ya, itu kadang menjadikan tantangan atau barrier to students discussion. Mereka mungkin kesulitan untuk mengekspresikan ide yang konkret atau abstract, for example, so they tend to use Indonesia, or their contribution can be quite limited. And then point number 3 is social interaction fosters successful collaboration. Jadi grup yang jauh lebih aktif dalam diskusi itu cenderung lebih efektif dalam knowledge co-construction. Okay, in order to make sure that students are interacting effectively, again, so teachers need to be deeply involved in the discussion. Jadi nggak bisa memang kalau kita hanya kasih questioning, scaffolding question sama resources, kemudian siswa diminta untuk having the discussions on their own. Kemudian last one, ada sedikit penjelasan mungkin kenapa Moodle lebih effective in terms of knowledge co-construction. Jadi, Moodle's organized discussions help students to think and edit their responses. Kalau di Telegram atau WhatsApp kan mungkin diskusinya jalan terus, akhirnya dalam 1 jam itu sudah ada ratusan atau bahkan ribuan chats and postings, right? Jadi gak ada banyak waktu untuk reflection and criticizing their own ideas. But in Moodle, with more structured and organized discussion, that is possible. Okay. Nah, finally, what are the teacher's roles, right? Nah, dalam hal ini, I would like to quote one of my friend's works by Mbak Rida again. Jadi, ada salah satu penelitian Mbak Rida yang berkaitan dengan apa sih peran guru itu dalam online forum atau online knowledge forum. Nah, ternyata ada 3 poin ini yang perlu kita perhatikan, right? Jadi, in the beginning of the lessons, teachers need to introduce the platforms or applications used for online discussion forum. Jadi ketika siswa atau mahasiswa yang belum familiar, they will not be able to participate effectively in the discussion. And then also establish the discussion rules, so they need to know what they need to do and also what they cannot do in the discussion. And then also introduce the discussion topics. Those are going to be very essential starting points before we proceed to the discussion. And then also in the middle of the lesson, there are still more points or more things to do, like stimulating and maintaining the discussion. So we need to monitor and evaluate our students' progress and process all the time, right? And then try to provide supportive comments and feedbacks to our students. Jadi, try to comment on their language, their ideas, their contribution, right? Because I think, to my point of view, every single small contribution in our class deserve appreciation, right? And then after that, in the end of the lesson, try to give thought-provoking questions that lead to conclusion. So we need to encourage our students to think more about the product, right? And then also try to provide clarification and highlight on essential points or the concept material in the class. Okay. So, jadi itu mungkin Bapak Ibu sedikit yang bisa saya share. I hope you find it helpful. Kalau ada pertanyaan mungkin bisa disampaikan. Right. I'll pass the screen back to Mr. Rizky.
Well, okay. Thank you so much, Mr. David. Well, okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, so you may deliver through the meeting chat, or you can raise your hand through the Zoom meeting. Go ahead. Well, okay, Mr. Dave. There is one question anyway, has been delivered by Miss Numia. She asks about, is it possible to integrate AI tool so as to address students' answer in Moodle discussion forum?
Oh, yeah. That's very possible. Jadi, kalau boleh saya share sedikit. Jadi AI ini lumayan pintar sekarang, Mbak Nurnia. Okay. So we can try to ask ChatGPT or Gemini to evaluate students' performance. Okay. Jadi kita gunakan prompt di awal, misalkan mungkin saya tulis aja ya di sini. Try to evaluate students of basic right. Pernah juga saya gunakan yang seperti itu, and that is actually helpful. Jadi AI atau ChatGPT itu bisa kita gunakan untuk mengevaluasi seberapa bagus atau seberapa kritis diskusi yang dikerjakan oleh siswa ketika mereka terlibat dalam sebuah discussion. Yeah, we can do that actually. Cuman tetap sih perlu kita cross check ulang apakah itu memang sesuai atau tidak dengan prinsip yang kita gunakan. Atau mungkin bisa bisa kita coba mungkin just to give it more clearer ideas of the discussion, by the way. Right. Please hold on. Okay. Please wait. Please wait.
Masuk.
Sorry. Right. Let me share my screen first. Sorry. Waiting. Right. Oke. Nah, di sini sudah saya copy tadi beberapa skripnya. Kemudian kita berikan prompt or instruction. So this one, I try to write, please evaluate the discussion archive below and decide if the discussion leads to in-depth discussion or surface level knowledge co-construction. Nah, ini hanya sebagian yang saya copy, and then now let's try to find out. Okay. Right. So here we go. Jadi kalau menurut ChatGPT, limited depth in topic exploration karena mungkin diskusinya singkat ya waktu itu. It's not quite extensive by the way. Kemudian mahasiswanya di grup ini kebetulan hanya they just share their ideas, share the files, resources they have with their friends, but no justification on why they choose these resources. And then also superficial question formulation. Jadi memang mereka hanya fokus ke factual questions, not reflective and critical questions. And then after that also information sharing without analysis. No analysis, simply sharing the resources to complete the task or assignment. And then also lack of constructive feedback. Okay, jadi ini mungkin yang sering saya temui sih ya waktu itu. Jadi, sorry. So biasanya siswa atau mahasiswa mungkin ketika terbatas mereka hanya memberikan posting, I agree, thank you, that's good, very good. Okay, jadi not so elaborate and comprehensive responses, right? Jadi yeah, I hope it answers the questions by Mbak siapa tadi, Mbak Nurnia. Thank you for the question. Right, Mr. Rizky, do we have more questions?
Well, okay, thank you, Mr. Dave. Actually, we had 2 questions just now. The following questions comes from Ms. Nunia as well. Talking about the ChatGPT. Should be entered one by one in ChatGPT or can be embedded into the Moodle platform?
Okay, thanks. Right. What I did in my case was I actually exported the archive to Microsoft Word. Jadi arsip diskusinya dari Telegram dan juga Moodle itu di copy ke Microsoft Word. Kalau yang Telegram waktu itu cuman di block aja sih. So just simply block the whole discussion and then export and copy paste it. Tapi kalau saya tidak salah di Telegram dan di Moodle itu ada menu untuk export the archives of discussion. Nah setelah itu baru deh kita entry ke ChatGPT. So it's not going to be one by one entry, but it's going to be like the whole discussion entered to ChatGPT for evaluation, Mbak Nurnia.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Dave. Before I move to the last questions, I would like to invite Ms. Nurnia, if not mistaken. Nurnia, yes. Ms. Nurnia, are you here? Maybe you can turn on the microphone. Maybe you are going to clarify or elaborate your understanding about your 2 questions.
Okay. Thank you, Pak Rizky, but I'm sorry.
Most welcome.
To the video, so only the voice. Okay, so yeah, I'm just wondering whether we can actually, I mean, in the platform itself, yeah, I mean, we can, what do you call, embed it or intake to be, I mean, maybe there is another technology for that. Yeah, so we don't need to go one by one. I mean, so the students can directly got their answer from that platform. Okay, how much? Yeah, I mean, yeah, in the Moodle, they, I mean, biasanya we send them the answer by the teacher themselves. I mean, if this AI can help us, it would be more convenient for us. I mean, for assessing this subjective answer from the students. So yeah, so the students can directly go, yeah, how much they have worked actually. If there is any way, I mean, yeah, but you and Spa David, yeah, maybe we can do just like that for this time. Thank you.
Yeah. I think to my point of view, the students cannot, integrate or embed AI or ChatGPT into Moodle, right? Because I've been using Moodle like on day-to-day basis, and so far, like at least in my context, there is no integration of AI in the online forum. But in terms of Telegram, I once identified chatbot or ChatGPT in Telegram. Jadi kalau di Telegram ada sih Bu, chatbot itu yang dia menggunakan atau berintegrasi dengan ChatGPT. So, but unfortunately, I have never tried it myself. Okay, because at that time, ChatGPT was not yet popular as it is today, right? Jadi waktu itu memang the response I get from the students was, most of the time it was their responses. Okay. Jadi in Moodle, I think it's a lot safer from AI intervention, but it doesn't mean that students cannot use AI to, guide their contribution in the online forum.
Okay, thank you, Pak David. Yeah,
Well,
thanks a lot.
yes, most welcome, Bu Nurnia. Well, okay, ladies and gentlemen, because of the limitation of time, but I would like to read one last questions. That is from Bapak Hendra Sukma Ari Prayitno. The questions is, let me read the introduction. I teach students in Highline which has limitations in the reach of internet, and some get blacked out like happening just now. Dealing with the limitation, what kind of technology could we apply that suits with the condition? Mr. Dave, you can answer the questions directly, perhaps.
Thank you, Pak Hendra Sukma. Yeah, I think the access of internet and electricity can be quite problematic for some teachers in some areas or regions in our country. So here's my idea anyway. Technology is an option, and it is optional, and it's our job to make the option. Okay, jadi if it is not possible to use technology, so we don't need to force ourselves and our students to use technology. Otherwise, if it is possible, then let's try to give it a go, right? So if your students live in an area which is quite, quite far from like internet access or electricity, I think it always remains effective to keep the paper-based resources or paper-based teachings in our class, right? Because with paper-based resources like papers, games with papers or pens or board markers and whiteboards, for example, students can have more or less equal amount of fun, excitement, and engagement in the class. So it's not always compulsory to engage technology. If we try to use technology in that kind of area, I think it's more, appropriate to use the low-tech resources like video. I think it's still going to be quite accessible and effective. So I think video is a common resource, a common tool these days. So we can use video to spark discussion and language learning in our class, showing pictures, for example, like all the classic stuff that we usually use in the class will always remain effective in our class, by the way. So because your students may not be familiar with internet, for example, or electricity, I think using like AI or high-tech resources will, put more confusion into the class. Yeah, I hope I answers your question.
Well, okay, thank you so much, Mr. David. Well, okay, ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that you still have many questions dealing with the technology, okay? So sorry, am I still audible? Check 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm so sorry. Well, okay, so I do believe that you have still many questions dealing with the technology, okay? Because whether we like it or not, we have to stay together with the technology. However, as what Mr. Dave said, teaching using technology is kind of optional, ladies and gentlemen. So please do not try to force and lay on the technology when you are going to teach the material, but you have to it can be you have to trust and you have to believe in you yourself that you are still better than the technology itself. Well, okay, so this is the end of this session. Before I give this session back to the master of ceremony, I would like to give the token of appreciation for Mr. David Imam Yarda. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, please give big applause for Mr. David Imam Yarda. Well, okay, so I give the screen to the master of ceremony. Bu Bilkis, time is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rizky. And thank you very much for Dr. David Imam Yarta for facilitating such a fruitful discussion. And ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached the end of today's webinar. We would like to express our sincere gratitude to our esteemed speakers, Dr. Gumamang Jati, Dr. Vinita Dewi, and Dr. David Imam Yarta for sharing their valuable knowledge and insights with us. And thank you to the Vice Dean, the head of the department, the head of the study program, and all guests for your supports and presence today. And of course, to all the participants, thank you for your active participation. You may find the link to record your participations to issue your e-certificate in the chat box after this. So may today's webinar inspire and encourage us to keep exploring and incorporating technology to improve the EFL learning experience. We hope to see you again in our future events. With that, I, Mutiara Bilkis, as the Master of Ceremony, officially close today's session. Thank you and have a wonderful day ahead. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and goodbye.